So I unbolted the hood scoop because there's some rust up in here, and I can get to a little bit of it there, but as you can see when you take it off, there's a lot more rust under there. So I'm gonna address that with a wire wheel and then throw some fiberglass in the pitting after I get it cleaned up. So yeah, you can see there's a lot more rust than where I could. You can see where I could clean, where it's clean is where I could reach with the when the scoop was on. So it's way better to take it off a little bit. That's not rust. For the life of me, I don't know why they didn't make this functional. They have holes in the hood. So they do have the holes in the hood here, but they have this closed. For the life of me, I don't know why they wouldn't have made that a functional intake, but they didn't, just for looks, I guess, but it'd be way cooler if they did. So yeah, just a wire wheel. You get into the pitting areas, and I got to pick up some rust converter. This stuff everybody swears by. You spray it in there, turns the area black, but the wire wheel does a pretty good job. This one's probably a little worn out. It's all, you can see all the wires are spun one way, but it does a pretty good job. So yeah, the wire wheel got in for the most part. There's a lot of pitting there. It looks brown, but the rust is pretty much gone. Maybe I'll sand it a bit, and then I don't even think I need to, but I'm going to give it a little scuff with the sander so the fiberglass will stick better, and then plug it in. As I start sanding, I'm chasing the brown. You can see some rust spots, and I'm just chasing it back to where it stops so you get clean metal. But you can see the sanding brings it up nice. Just get some pitting there now. Right here I was chasing the rust back, and now it's clean, so you can see how nice it looks now. Just a little bit of pitting that the fiberglass will fill in. It says it's got a little fiberglass mixed up, and I just want to get it in there. Oh, not showing you, I'm bad at this. To fill in all those cavities from the rust, all the cancer spots. Dab it all in there, and you're laughing. Sand it off. I don't want to get into this and having to clean it out of there, so that's as far as I'm probably going to go with that. I like to use the fiberglass. I know a lot of people do because it's waterproof once it's dried. And then the Bondo I don't think is. You use body filler. I have a few spots here I'm going to fix up as well. I mixed way too much Bondo. Body filler. There was that. There was a few other spots I wanted to address, maybe there. The fiberglass is a lot harder. Actually, there was a low spot on the door here I wanted to hit too. The fiberglass is definitely a lot harder to sand off. That's for sure. Got a low spot on the edge of my door there, which is not good. But what are you gonna do? What can you do? I'm gonna leave it nice and thick like that so I can sand. Oh God, I'm not even showing you guys. There, I'm gonna leave it nice and thick like that so I can sand it off and get a nice clean edge. Yeah, so I got that spread in there pretty good. Sand that down to where it's just a thin layer and it's covering all the pitting. And then I'll hit it with some primer. I'd like to paint it too before I put the scoop back on, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. I could just give it a nice couple coats thick primer and then put the scoop on, and then there's a few spots on here where there was some gasket for the hood scoop, which I don't know if that's factory, because there's not. Is it on this end? Yeah, it's just around this front part. There's a, yeah, I don't know why they didn't put it around the back, but anyway, it is what it is. Threw some fiberglass on some other spots because I had some extra. There was a big paint chip there, big divot there in the paint, so I took it off of there. Yeah, getting there, really close now, really close for paint. I think there's a low spot here, maybe I feel a little something there, but I don't know how crazy I'm going to get with this car. I guess you're going to get a cheap paint job, so yeah. Got all kinds of friends here out at the shop, but they're harmless, fun to watch, just doing their thing. This guy will try to eat them though, so I gotta keep him away, because he does like to not eat them, but he likes to kill them. Look at him. Alright, so that's pretty much dry. What I like to do is take a worn out piece of sandpaper first and go over it. I know I should be doing this by hand, but I'm just running over this. This isn't the final, this is just fiberglass. So, and because it's going to clog up with some of this, so I use this to get the top layer off, and then I go change the paper. Yeah, change out the paper, and I'll just scuff it down some more. We don't really need all that product on there, we just need to fill those pits in. But, and you're always supposed to start your paper, or when you start to sand, you're supposed to have your sander on the project. You get the drift like that. I'm gonna keep going over. You can see my paper's hitting here, so this is up. There's a hook. There's a crown in this. This is obviously higher, but I'm just trying to get this back down to where like I don't need any fill here. That hood scoop is going to crown to this. I just need to fill in that pitting, so that's all I'm trying to do. Yeah, I don't need to go any lower than that. That feels really good to me. All the pitting's filled in. Feels really, there's no edges. Feels nice. I have been digging away at all these spider cracks, trying to see these cracks here. Most of them aren't that deep, so there's still some in there if you can see it. But getting in there, and then I'm gonna have to backfill these because obviously these are creating divots and low spots, but that's okay. I've been doing it with the fiberglass, you can see. So I know, like I said before, you're not supposed to use fiberglass. You're supposed to use a polyurethane fill. Comes in like a hot glue gun kind of deal. But this is what I have, and this is what I'm going to try. I know the fiberglass stays hard, and then obviously this is a flexible material. So if this moves, the fiberglass doesn't, and it cracks, I guess. That's the issue people maybe have with it. I find it bonds really well. They do sell a bonding agent as well, but I find it's sticking really well for me. I don't know. But, hey. Yeah, that's it for tonight. Quick little video on fixing that hood scoop repair. And I'm going to go around, touch up a few more little paint chips, stuff like that. But I got to work on these bumpers. This is the last thing. The rest of it's pretty much ready for, well, I got to scuff the whole car down again with a 80 or 100 grit, and then I'm going to try to primer it, I think. All right, have a good one. Get your hands dirty, and create something or fix something or do something, I guess. All right, have a good night.